Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I'm going to be working on a sketchbook I began months and months ago. So I started a sketchbook called Celebrating Sunshine, and the idea was whenever it's sunny to add some fun watercolor interesting elements to it. However, we just haven't had an abundance of sunshine at all. So as I chat with you, I'm going to be gathering supplies and things. And because we haven't had any sunshine, I just have to go ahead and I've just been hankering to watercolor and get some things going, and I just haven't been because the idea was to do it when it was sunny. So I'm just getting a little bit of water for my purple here. And as a result, I feel a little bit, I'm gonna need some green here for the leaves. I feel a little bit far behind. This is meant to be just a relaxing, fun thing. This isn't a challenge for anything specific, like a watercolor challenge. I know July is World Watercolor Month, if that is something you participate in, but if you don't, that's okay too. I have a bunch of new brushes, and I think I'm going to use this one. This one is a 4 round. So here's a little towel, a little hand cloth. I thought I would bring some of the beautiful outside in because, again, it's just overcast and kind of gloomy outside. So here is a blossom. This is from a butterfly bush. Some of the flowers are dying, but that's okay. This has a really good example of leaves and little tiny branches budding out. So I wanted all the different samples and examples when I picked this. To give you an idea of what our July has been like, it is currently around 58, 59 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 15 degrees Celsius. And it's over like 93, 94% humidity right now and overcast. So there's just no sunshine. And I just, you know, when you feel a mood coming on, and there's something you've just been really wanting to do, just lean into it. And I've just been really wanting to putter slowly, carefully, thoughtfully, methodically with watercolors and just do some little illustrations and things. And so that's what I'm doing today. I'm just leaning into that mood, and I'm leaning into the relaxed mentality of it. Sometimes I hurry and rush through things, and I need to make sure that that doesn't become a habit or something I associate with creating. Sort of always rushing, always working. There needs to be like little moments of peace and creativity and joy with it. That's what I want to associate with art. Relaxation. I have never watercolored a butterfly bush before. They're sort of like, they're 4-ish petals with a red center, but I am just very abstractly doing dots, and maybe I'll do a bigger blown up version next to it or something. Again, I just wanted to bring some beautiful blossoms in my office and just relax and watercolor. It can be really, really hard. Self-promoting and making sure that you're feeding algorithms and social media that people always see you working on things and doing things, and in that sort of permanent state of hustle and creation really listening to yourself and leaning into self-care and doing the things that really make you happy and bring you joy. And I have a playlist of songs of different like moods and things, and audiobooks, and I just really enjoy doing it that way. I read other books from the library, but sometimes when I'm painting, I'll try and listen to a movie, but a lot of the new movies don't have enough dialogue that it just becomes increasingly hard to follow along with what that is actually going on. So I find that either movies from like the 1970s really work, or audiobooks. So, and that can also lean into mood, and it can be hard going a long time without sunshine. There are bugs crawling around in here. I'm okay with it if you're okay with it. There was a couple earwigs and I put them outside, back with their friends. Make sure I'm not doing this off the page too much. I kind of don't want him to be perfectly symmetrical. I kind of want him a little wonky. I've never really found anything in nature to be perfectly symmetrical, so when I go to create nature things, it really helps to sort of skew whatever I'm doing. If you're big on botanicals, that might be a idea to help you add more like realism to what you're creating. But it's just a relaxing. I record these predominantly the day prior to them going up, so it is Saturday, July 15th, and it's just a relaxing Saturday, a perfect day for watercoloring flowers, just hanging out. Next week will be a tutorial video, a big one for folks that are interested. Those take way more work, so I have to kind of plan those in advance and put my notes together days in advance and stuff. So it's nice to have some videos that I can just sort of turn on my camera and chat with you and hang out and let you know where I'm at and what I'm doing. And I think it's important to have some things that bring you peace and calm when it comes to creating. I know when you're first learning, there's a lot of expectation and comparison, and it can feel really stressful and not as joyous. So just having some things that are like comfort, whether it's the medium you're really familiar with or the subject matter. I'm going to let this dry and start working on the greenery. So if there's something that you always draw that you take a lot of joy in, that can be really fun for relaxation and meditation. This is not the right green I am mixing. Let's see here. A little bit more dark. I feel like there's almost silver in it. That's pretty close. Oh, kind of close. Kind of close. It's hard to tell with the light on. But the stem, the stem is a little grayer. Put some gray over here, maybe get a little bit of black. So, make sure this is on camera. All the things. Gotta remember all the things. There, that'll help a little bit. Give it a little foundation. All right. it some interest, maybe. A little bit. I don't want to dunk my flower too much in in the paint and then paint with the flower. I don't know. That feels like that might be a lot to do. Let's see. How do these leaves come off? Oh, there's another little bug. Hi, little bugs. And sort of grayish green. And then the underside is, so the top is green, the underside is very like silverish, which is fine. I just have to figure out if I'm going to make some of these leaves fold over eventually, how I want to do that. And I want a detail brush. Let's get a detail brush. This one is 00. You'll see it written sometimes as 00 or 2/0 when you're shopping. These are all the Winsor Newton Cotman watercolor brushes. They're very inexpensive. They're synthetic, and you tend to go through synthetic faster anyway, you know. Let's look and see how this is done by nature. Get some veining on this leaf a little bit. I'll have to show you previous pages. What I've been doing is, when we've had sun, is I've been going in and adding just elements for that day. So it looks kind of collaged. My little watercolors all together look collaged, and I'm fine with that. A little bit of shadow. And I kind of want to soften those lines up a little bit. Let's see. That's why I have a little towel over here. There's too much water. It becomes much harder to control the effects you're going for. All right, soften that up. Okay, so there's a leaf, and these blotches are very, very wet. I'm wondering if I can come in a little bit darker, the darker purple maybe. Let's see if I can make a darker purple over here. There's varying shades and tints within this, so that won't be nearly enough. Let's see. Anyway, so are you working on something right now? Are you participating in World Watercolor Month? Is that something that's of an interest to you? I've done that several years in a row. Well, many years in a row. And Doodle Wash has a nice prompt list. I have some prompt lists pinned to the top of my Instagram for folks looking for ideas, and in my Instagram stories there are the visuals of the prompt lists. But this needs to sort of fill in, otherwise it doesn't look very realistic. And then I need to come in and do the little tiny red dot centers. Oh my goodness, okay. I feel like this is go-go gadget glasses. Oh, and my cats just let themselves back in. They're so funny. I never know. When I go to record a video, sometimes they come alive and start attacking stuff. And sometimes they freak out and want out. So it's kind of a hit and miss type thing. I kind of want a little bit cooler purple to put with this. so the background looks a little bit more filled. Oh, what a cool blue. Let's add some indigo. There we go. There's a cooler blue. There we go. Kind of looks like its realistic counterpart a little bit. And then I'll just add tiny red polka dots at some point after this one dries. That should look fairly realistic. I don't know, I'm trying to watercolor some botanicals I've never done before, just because I thought it would be fun. Like a fun challenge within watercoloring during the sunshine. But in doing so, there is a steeper learning curve, which is fine. It's a fun challenge. I don't mind if you don't mind. How about that? This one looks very glowy, and I feel like in nature sometimes these colors work, and then you go to translate it on the page, and sometimes you need to use colors that aren't very light fast to replicate that, and I'm just not gonna mix some of that in. I don't think I want any of that, so mine's gonna be a little darker, a little moodier, and we'll just have to be okay with that. I'm trying to fill in all the little white gaps because there's really no white gaps when you look at the flowers. So it's a relaxing watercolor day. But it is so overcast and it's so humid. It's not really a good gardening day because it's just, ugh, it's kind of sticky outside between you and me. So, every day's a great day to paint. Okay, so there is my finished flower for now, and we're gonna wait till that dries. All right, so it is fairly dry. A couple places are still a little tiny bit sticky, but I want to keep going, keep working, and I want to get some red dots in. Now this scarlet that I'm using is really opaque, and that's the idea. You won't see the centers otherwise, so using one that's more transparent or semi-transparent would be a lot of energy with not a lot of reward. But you can always mix in a little bit of white gouache or something to make things more opaque, if that is something you're looking to do. But I will show you the previous page I did, because I feel like I've come a long way and not come a long way, if that makes sense. Most days the sun comes out right as it goes to set. It is such it's such a tease. So I'm just not even bothering with it today. It was time for a doodle. I'll put a little bit on the edges here. And then you and I will both know that this is a butterfly bush. As you can hear, I am absolutely losing my voice. That is another reason I'm not doing a tutorial video right now. It just wouldn't be pleasant to listen to as I struggle to speak. So that is a tough thing for YouTube, is caring for your voice and making sure you always have one. But mine is allergies, and I think I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. Welcome to Saturday and this video. Anyway, I don't know. I think I want some lines with the dots. Break up the uniformity. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. I hope your week has been wonderful. I hope breathing isn't a challenge for you. Okay, so this is my butterfly bush thus far. In this plant, as it goes down, the leaves get bigger. So I'm going to do some bigger leaves, I think, just for added interest. Ooh, that paint's really settled. That needs a better stir. I have a granulating green in this mixture, which is fine. Make sure that's on camera. I like granulating watercolors. I think they make a really beautiful effects for some of the things we go to work on. And I just want to, like, I don't know. I want these leaves to come out and get weird. And I want to create, I think, some vine elements. You'll see. You'll see when I flip the page what on earth is going on. There's vines and then there's bines. And those are like the little doodads that hold on to trellises and stuff sometimes. And I really like those. I think those are really pretty. Let's see if we can lift a little bit of this color. This is awfully dark leaf. And sometimes you can lift color. You can empty your brush, just have a little bit of water, and go back in, lighten things up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We just go with the flow. Yeah, it might be a little too wet for the veining. I still have red on that one, don't I? That's all right. Okay. I would like to show you, let's add a little bit of dark to this. And then we'll have this one maybe meet up with another one later on the page or something. I'm gonna add a whole nother leaf. I'll have this one go right off the page. And this is the Canon 500 series mixed media. It takes watercolor very well. I was a little worried because I had this in a sketchbook and I only watercolored on one side, and so I wasn't sure if this paper would be okay for watercolor on both sides, and it's fine. So that makes me happy. When it dries, I'll add more veining and stuff. It blends in a little softer if it's wetter, or you can go back in after it's dry and add a little bit of a wet brush to soften up lines you want to soften. It's up to you. I mean, it's your watercolor. Just depends on what level of like realism and things you're going for. So let me show you, let me move some things. Let me show you the other pages real quick. So you can see how I'm just watercoloring different elements and kind of putting them together as we go. Let me zoom out. Okay, so here is the element I just painted, and here is previous page, and you can see, like, I went in and this is watercolor, this is pen, like micron, and then here is this is acrylic paint that I mixed some soil in with the titanium dioxide and a little bit of washi tape. And here is one of the watercolor elements from a tutorial. I cut it out and put it on here. And then I decided I wanted to learn how to watercolor eggs. So I did some eggs and some ranunculus and just some weird vines and berries and things. But you can see it's like every time I get a hankering for watercoloring, I just add an element. So that's what I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed this video. This video is a little bit shorter. Again, I'm losing my voice and I'm trying not to over stress it, so next week I can do a long tutorial video. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.